in a distant galaxy, beyond the reaches of Earth's telescopes, lived the Veldar, a civilization of alien warrior women. They were formidable beings, each possessing strength and intellect that rivaled any earthly imagination. The Veldar women had seen Earth from afar, studied it, and, quite often, laughed at its simplicity. They found Earthlings quaint, with their dreams limited to their small blue planet, their technology primitive, and their lives, by Veldar standards, incredibly fragile. Among the Veldar was Sarai, a commander known for her fierce spirit and commanding presence. Tall, with silver eyes that could see through a storm, she often joked about the tiny, war-bound humans. She viewed Earth as a curiosity, something to be observed but not respected. She and her comrades entertained themselves with tales of Earth's wars, its romanticized history, and the contradictions of its peoply fragile, yet so proud of their accomplishments. To her, Earth was a place full of potential, yet its people seemed to waste it, trapped in their own petty struggles. One day, as part of an exploration mission, Sarai and her unit approached Earth's orbit. Their intention was simple, a survey mission, nothing more. But as they cloaked their ship and hovered unseen, their scans picked up something intriguing. On a quiet night, near an Earth structure they recognized as a mountain, a lone man stood, gazing up at the stars. This man appeared different from the Earthlings they had studied in databanks and surveillance. He was rugged, with a look of resilience etched across his face, yet his eyes held a gentleness as he stared into the night sky. He seemed lost in thought, a silence surrounded him that, for some reason, intrigued Sarai. It was strange she had no logical explanation for her curiosity, yet something compelled her to study him closer. As she observed him, she began to recognize emotions she had previously dismissed as human weaknesses. She saw in him a strange mix of strength and vulnerability, courage laced with a quiet sadness. It was clear that he was facing something deeply personal, and he sought answers not from others, but from the vastness of the universe. Over the next several days, Sarai watched this man, unable to resist the pull of his mystery. He returned night after night, always to the same spot, and always with that same look in his eyes. The mocking she had once felt for Earth and its people began to fade. Instead, she felt a quiet respect for this human who, in his own way, seemed to seek something greater, something beyond himself. One evening, when the stars were especially bright, she decided to break protocol. Cloaking herself, she landed quietly behind him, and for the first time, she stood just a few paces away, close enough to feel the earth beneath her feet. She watched him, the way he closed his eyes, the slight tilt of his head, the unspoken words in his gaze. She wanted to understand him, this earthling who seemed so ordinary yet so extraordinary in his silent, unyielding spirit. Without revealing herself, Sarai whispered a question to herself, one that she knew she would never ask aloud: "What is it that you search for, Earthman?" And though he could not hear her, she felt as if, somehow, he understood. He turned, as if sensing a presence, and in that moment, she saw his face fully illuminated by the starlight, raw and full of life's trials, yet defiant against them. Sarai knew then that she could no longer mock Earth and its people. They were not lesser beings but rather carriers of an inexplicable strength, woven from hope and dreams, flaws and resilience. And she, an alien warrior from a distant world, felt a strange kinship with this humana, a connection that surpassed galaxies, cultures, and species. She returned to her ship, forever changed, no longer seeing Earth as a source of amusement, but as a place where even the smallest souls could dream among the stars.